Clopay and Nedick Minster welcomes you to this broadcast of high school boys varsity basketball on NKTelco Sports. We are at Russia Local School where the Newton Indians will take on the Russia Raiders. Tonight's game is brought to you by the following sponsors: Crown Equipment Corporation, First National Bank, Keyhole Pizza, Leonard's Meats, Sydney Ogles Audiology, Precision Strip, Wagner's IGA, Jewelry Barn, and NKTelco. Good evening, I'm Craig Kissinger with my broadcast partner tonight, Tim Kern. We're about 13 minutes from tip-off in the varsity contest as we just wrapped up the junior varsity game. And that one, Russia won by the final of 59-15. Leading the way for the Raiders, it was Felix Francis with 14 points and Benjamin York with 10. For the Newton Indians, they were led by Mason Broombaugh with 9 points. As we get set for this varsity finale, I'll turn to my broadcast partner now. And Tim, believe it or not, it's the last Tuesday night for boys basketball here in the Clare-Cinco Gymnasium. After this, it's all Friday and Saturday. Not a bad way to get to the work week, though.
Not bad at all, and a good way to get you out of the house on a nice cold night, get out to a nice warm gym. Otherwise, you'd probably just hibernate through the week and eat bonbons or something in front of ESPN basketball. So it's great to be out here on a weeknight, and there's a good crowd together tonight.
All right, let's start out by talking about this home team tonight first. And why don't you begin by introducing the Russia roster?
All right, Craig, tonight for the Raiders. From the senior class, there are 3 seniors. They are the 6-foot guard Jordan Meyer, Patrick Bowman, a 6'1" guard, and the 6-foot Sam York playing forward position. For the junior class, they are Ben Bowman, the 6'3" forward, Colby Monin, the 6'3" forward, Matt Caldwell, a 6'1" guard, Xavier Football, the 6-foot forward, Ross Fissinger, 5'10" guard, Michael Bell, 5'9" guard, and wrapping things up for the junior class, it's Zane Shappy, the 5'9" guard. In the sophomore class for the Raiders, there are 3 of them. They are Hayden Quinter at 6'2" and playing guard, 6'1" Braden Monin, also a guard, and Jude Counts at 6 foot and playing the guard position. And finally, there are now 2 freshmen on the Raider varsity squad. Then they are Braylon Cardonier at 6'1" and playing forward, and Vince Borchers at 5'11". He is playing the guard position. So again, we've got 3 seniors, 7 juniors, 3 sophomores, and 2 freshmen on the varsity squad. They are coached by Dave Borchers, who is in his 4th season now as a varsity coach with a record of 44-44. His assistants coach is Spencer Cardonier. Varsity coach is Cody Anthony. Freshman coach is Mick Leffel. And the athletic director for Russia High School is Amber Cordonier.
Well, so far, Tim, this season, Russia has an overall record of 10 wins and 5 losses. Their current record in the Shelby County Athletic League is 6-3, which currently has them tied for 2nd place with Fort Lauderdale, as the Bakken Trojans are pretty much running away with the league this year at 8-0. Russia's non-league record is 4-2. On the road, the Raiders are 5-2, and right here at home in the Clare-Cinco Gymnasium, Russia is 5-3. We look at some team scoring averages. Defensively, Russia is allowing around 45 points per game. Offensively, the Raiders are scoring 16 points more than their opponents at 61 points per game. And here's a quick rundown of individual wins and losses this season. Victories have come against Fort Laramie twice, Houston twice, and Fairlawn twice. Non-league wins include Bradford, Covington, Minster, and most recently Arcanum this past Saturday. Their 5 defeats have been to Jackson Center, Anna, St. Henry, New Bremen, and Botkins. And here's a quick recap from that Arcanum game on Saturday. Russia was without leading scorer Braden Monin, who was nursing an injury from Friday night in a win versus Fairlawn. And the contest with Arcanum was tight throughout, with Russia leading by just 3 points at halftime, 24-21. In the second half, both teams battled, but Russia won the game really at the free throw line, going 8 for 9 in the second half, including junior Xavier Football going a perfect 6 for 6 at the stripe, and Russia won by the final of 54-45. Tim, hitting free throws late is pretty critical if you want to close out ball games, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Whether it's holding the lead, as the Raiders have been able to do, or if you want to make that comeback, if you're going to have to do some fouls late and hit those shots, got to make them. They're critical And if you're a Russia fan, it's good to see that. It seemed like early in the season they were a little bit off, the Raiders were. Again, as you said, over the weekend they shot well. Combined against Fairlawn and Arcanum in the second halves of those games, the Raiders went 16 for 17, and that is indeed the way you want to finish up a game from the foul line.
All right, and we mentioned Braden Mana not playing on Saturday night. He is Rushie's leading scorer, and we were told tonight was questionable. We do see him out there warming up here in the pregame, so assuming that he is going to go tonight. And speaking of Braden, like I said, leading point scorer for Russia. He's averaging 10.4 per game, and if we go down the list, the next 6 after Braden are Hayden Quinter at 10.3, Xavier Football at 8.7, Zane Chappie at 8.1, Ben Bowman at 7.4, Braylon Cadiner at 6.7, and Ross Fissinger at 4.8. Those are the top 7 scorers in the Russia lineup. So now we're about 8 minutes from tip-off as both teams are just went to the locker rooms. They'll be back out here again shortly to finish the pregame. But we previewed the home team, Tim. Now let's talk about the visitors from Newton, and why don't you go over that Indians roster?
All right, Craig. Let's look at things from the roster for. Sorry about that. Roster for the Newton Indians. They are led by number 1, Chandler Peters. He is a senior and a guard. Number 2 is Hudson Montgomery. He's a junior playing in the guard position. Number 3 is Tracy Levy. He is a senior forward. Number 5 is Quentin Peters. He is a sophomore playing the guard position. Number 10 is Clark Yoder, another senior on the squad, and he plays the forward position. Number 11 is Carson Tucker, a sophomore guard. Number 14 is Ty Schauer. He is a sophomore guard. Number 20, Quentin Smith, a senior guard. Number 21, Aiden Kelly, the junior guard. Number 22 is Aaron Colvin. He is a junior forward. 23 is Mason Broomball. He is a junior forward. And rounding out things is number 33, Harold Oburn. He is a junior forward for the Indians.
All right, and for the Indians so far, their schedule is, their record is 9 wins versus 5 losses, being led by head coach Gavin Spittler in his 5th season. Gavin has got an overall record of 39-68. So their record in their current record in the Western Ohio Athletic Conference is 5-2, which currently has them tied for 4th place. Their non-league record is 4-3. For Newton at home, they are 5-2, and on the road this season, they are 4-3. And if we look at some season averages for Newton, some season scoring averages, defensively, they're allowing 51 points per game, and offensively, the Indians are scoring 10 points more than they're allowing at 61 points per game. So if we compare the season averages of Newton and Russia, defensively, the Indians are giving up 51 and the Raiders 45. Offensively, Newton and Russia are both scoring 61. And here's a quick recap of how the season has gone for the Newton Indians. They started out the schedule losing 4 of their first 5 games, but then went on an 8-game win streak. That streak finally ended this past Saturday versus Division III Brookville, when Newton lost a close one by the final of 63-60. And Tim, some folks might have forgot about Newton after their start, but this is a dangerous team for opponents.
Yeah, they've got a couple of really nice players, Craig. We talked about him, number 1, senior Chandler Peters. He is their leader, 5'9" kid, can shoot the ball. He has 3 30-plus point games this year. He is number 3 overall scorer in the league, and averages 21.6 points per game, and plays a good defense with 3 steals per game. Also, another key to the team is the 6'3" junior Harold Oburn. He's a big kid, plays real strong inside and out. He's averaging 14 points per game and 10 rebounds per game. He's a big force underneath, something the Raiders are going to have to watch. And also a couple other players I like on the squad. Number 2, Hudson Montgomery. He comes in with 8.8 points per game, so a big part of their offense. But also sophomore number 5, saw him in some of the video, Quinn Peters. Gets out on the wing, hits 40% from the 3-point line. If he gets hot, the Raiders are going to have to watch him as well.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with those first two you mentioned, Tim, Chandler Peters and Harold Oborn. As you said, Peters with that high point per game average. He's a guy actually that I'm impressed. Shoots so well from the field, almost 50%. Coming into the game, he's 111 for 223 on the season, so 49.8%. So for a 5'9" kid, you'd expect a guard like that, maybe not to shoot for that high of a percentage, shooting very well. And then if he goes to the line, he's shooting almost 84% from the line as well.
Yep. Yeah, he's an all-around great player. Again, watch some videos. Solid athlete and really good basketball mind.
And you mentioned Harold Oborn. I've got a chance to watch that kid through AAU and through high school, and he's everything you expect from a guy that averages a double-double. He's a 6'3". He can play above the rim, and he's a guy that Ruscia's going to have to contain tonight if they want to be successful. If we look at the top 5 scores, we mentioned Peters at 21.6 per game and Harold Oborn at 14.1. The next 4 in scoring, Hudson Montgomery is at 8.8, Quentin Smith at 6.1, Quentin Peters at 4.9, and Clark Yoder at 3.5. And in case you were wondering, I thought these teams were supposed to play back in December. Now you'd be right. That matchup between Newton and Ruscia was originally scheduled for to open the Covington Holiday Tournament, but after a couple cancellations from other teams, Ruscia versus Newton never happened. So afterward, the game was rescheduled for tonight between the two schools. And this has actually been an annual matchup between the Raiders and Indians for a while. Last year, the two teams played over at Newton, and Ruscia got the victory 64-50. That night, it was a big game for freshman Hayden Quinter, who had a game-high 29 points on 12 for 15 shooting from the field. Now it's time for our Keyhole Pizza keys to the game. And let's start with Newton and Tim. What do the Indians want to do to play well against Ruscia tonight?
A couple things, 3 things for sure that they need to do. First off, they got to pressure the ball up and down the court on defense. They average 8.5 steals per game. They have to get those 8.5 steals per game against the Raiders. They need to work their offense. I don't think they want to get into a running game with the Raiders. They have a little bit of a shorter lineup. Not in height, but in depth-wise, they run about 7 kids out on the floor. They don't want to run with Raiders, I don't think, and they're going to have to rebound well. We talked about Harold Oborn. He's going to have to hold up his end and get those 9-10 rebounds per game and keep the Raiders off the boards.
All right, and how about Ruscia? What do they need to do if they want to pick up their 11th win of the season?
I think they got to go opposite. They got to run and play fast-paced basketball. That's when they earn their best. I think, Craig, we've seen that through the season. They're running, they're playing well. Pressure defense at the 3-point line. We talked about Quentin Peters, Chandler Peters as well, but also Harold Oborn. He'll walk outside the 3-point lane and shoot well out there. So whoever's matched up again has to know him. Pressure outside the 3-point line and finally control the boards. Keep Oborn off the boards and do what Raiders have been doing all year and get the rebounds and lead the game in rebounds.
All right, and those were our Keyhole Pizza keys to the game. I want to remind our viewers that NKTelco Sports and its sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of tonight's high school basketball action on NKTelco Channel 3 or in HD on Channel 503. Replays of tonight's game will be on Friday, January 28th at 9 p.m. and Thursday, February 3rd at 5 p.m. You can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. We're going to take a break for tonight's national anthem and come back with our starting lineups. Ruscia versus Newton tips off next on NKTelco Sports.
Lift your career to new heights with Crown, an innovative global leader in the material handling industry with over a 75-year history of growth and success. We're seeking career-minded candidates for a wide variety of entry-level and skilled positions in our new Bremen, New Knoxville, Salina, Minster, and other U.S. locations. Visit crown.jobs to apply or find us on social media by searching Careers at Crown.
Clopay Corporation, America's favorite garage door, is now hiring for all manufacturing and over-the-road Class A CDL driving positions. Clopay is the largest residential garage door manufacturer in North America, and we are continuing to grow. Join our team and work in a safe, clean, modern environment. Clopay offers a great benefits package as an equal opportunity employer and a drug-free work environment. Imagine the possibilities when you open the door to your career at clopay.com/careers.
Are you looking for a new career with amazing growth potential? Nidec Press and Automation is hiring for many positions right now. Nidec is a global company that is growing with its sights on being a billion-dollar company. Machinists, service technicians, human resource personnel, IT specialists, electrical engineers, mechanical engineers, and many more. The opportunities abound at Nidec Press and Automation. Go to minsterjobs.com now to get started on your new career with Nidec.
And now for the introduction of the Newton Indians. Number 1, Chandler Peters. Number 2, Hudson Montgomery. Number 5.
And now it's time for our starting lineups, sponsored by Sydney Always Audiology. TK, what do we have for the Newton Indians?
For the Newton Indians, we have senior number 1, Chandler Peters, senior number 3, Trace Levy, sophomore number 5, Quinn Peters, senior number 20, Quentin Smith, and junior number 33, Harold Auburn.
And how about these Russia Raiders? Who is their starting lineup consist of?
The Russia Raiders are going to bring out junior number 2, Zane Shappy, sophomore number 12, Hayden Quinter, freshman number 24, Braylon Cordonier, junior number 34, Xavier Football, and rounding things out is junior number 42, Ben Bowman.
Again, those starting lineups are sponsored by Sydney Always Audiology. We'd like to also remind our viewers that today's scoreboard is sponsored by First National Bank. All replays are courtesy of winner teams, and our timeouts come from Precision Grip. Again, for the Newton Indians, they'll start with Chandler Peters, Quentin Smith, Harold Auburn, Quentin Peters, and actually not Trace Levy, but they will start number 2, Hudson Montgomery. For the Russia Raiders, it's Zane Shappy, Hayden Quinter, Xavier Football, Braylon Cordonier, and Ben Bowman. As we talked about in the pregame, Tim, for Braden Mott and Russia's leading scorer, injured on Friday night, didn't play on Saturday. We saw him warming up. Doesn't look like he's getting a start tonight, although he is in his warm-ups.
They'll probably see how things go for the Raiders here, and they'll make the decision if they might need someone like that come in.
So Auburn for Newton and Quinter for Russia at the jump ball, and Newton does control the tip-off. So Newton Indians in their offense, Russia in their man-to-man defense, as Montgomery gets it on top to Quinn Peters. Quinn Peters and Chandler Peters both in the starting lineup. The Newton Indians will try to make sure you know who's who with the ball right now. Quentin Smith's going to drive on Bowman, gets past Bowman, but kicks it out on top with it. Montgomery trying to drive against Quinter. He gets it out to Quinn Peters. His shot is no good. Rebound, Zane Shappy. Braylon Cordonier quickly up the floor. Tim, Braylon Cordonier started these last 3 games. Started on Friday night against Fairlawn. Got the start against the Arcanum Trojans. And as Bowman's shot is no good, over with the rebound. Cordonier looking pretty good for a freshman.
Yeah, he is. We talked about, I think, in the New Bremen game, that was about his 3rd or 4th game. Each game just getting more and more confident. Something you usually don't see in a freshman getting that confident that quickly. It usually takes them until almost the end of the season to tournament time for a freshman to really understand and become comfortable at a varsity level. Very impressed with the way he's done this.
Yeah, that New Bremen game that you and I called didn't get the start. Did score 20 points in that game. The only 20-point game for the Raiders this season. That shot by Montgomery has missed. Russia with the rebound. Had 16, Cordonier did, in that Arcanum win to lead the Raiders. And Zane Shappy will get the scoring started here tonight on our First National Bank scoreboard with a 3-pointer. So at the 3:27 mark, Russia leads 3-0. For Zane Shappy, he came in averaging, as we said, 8.1. Good to see your point guard hitting that 3. And that 3 by Quentin Smith is no good, but stick back by Auburn off the rim and off the backboard. Harold Auburn gets the first Newton points. So it's Russia 3, Newton 2 with 6 minutes to go here in the first quarter. For Russia, Hayden Quinter will control the ball, and you'll see Russia switch off point guard between Zane Shappy and Hayden Quinter, and a turnover by the Raiders. Newton with the ball here as Quinn Peters controlling it against the freshman Cordonier. Gets it in the corner to Auburn. He's being guarded by the junior Xavier Football. Auburn trying to drive on Flippo. Those two matched up for a number of years now, playing varsity, both of them for 3 seasons. Missed by Montgomery. Rebound by Shappy, and Cordonier gets it off the glass, and Braylon Cordonier continues his scoring as Russia now leads 5-2. As we said, Cordonier with 16 points on Saturday night, the last time the Raiders played. Only came in averaging 6.7, but he has been on a tear here the last 5 games.
A really nice pass there underneath. Nice to see that from the Raiders.
Quinn Peters gets it over to Chandler Peters. Chandler Peters back to Quinn. Almost a turnover or a steal by the Raiders as Quinn Peters trying to get to Ober, and Ober now with it in the lane. He's going to get fouled. We'll see if this goes on Shappy or Bowman. That one's going to go on Zane Shappy. So the first team foul for Russia, and quick substitution, Braden Monin now into the ball game. As we said, Monin typically a starter, the leading scorer for Russia, and had that injury on Saturday night. Good to see him healthy enough to come in. And the inbound's wide open underneath is Quentin Smith. He misses that shot. So Russia now with it running the break is Xavier Football in the lane, and he's going to get fouled. So Newton's going to pick up their first team foul. That's going to go on Quinn Peters, the 5'7" sophomore. And for Xavier Flippo, you like to see him at the line if you're Coach Borchers, as we said, on Saturday night, 6 for 6 from the line.
Yeah, always a solid shooter. Even last year in the sophomore year playing varsity was very, very solid free throw shooter, and there he continues by putting that one in.
Russia really shooting well from the line here as of late in these last couple games. As Flippo gets the shooter's touch on the second one, gets that to go down. But Russia, like I said, shooting very well from the line. So Russia with the 7-2 lead, 4:38 to play here in the first quarter. The Indians coming to this contest with a 9-5 record. Last year they were just 11-12. Some folks might remember they lost to Russia in the tournament. As Ober drives to the hole, he's going to get fouled and head to the free throw line.
It's a nice offensive move there by Oborn and by Peters. Recognized the double team up high there in the corner. Oborn, nice little lob, and goes right to the bucket where he should go. Nice move.
That foul is going to go on Braden Monin, who we wonder how quick he will be with that injury. As Oborn gets the first one to roll off the rim, no good. Coming into this game, Harold Oborn shooting from the line, 57%. He's 31 for 54 coming into tonight. Oburn's second one is going to be good, so he has all the Newton scoring right now, all 3 of their points as they trail the Raiders by 4. 4:19 to go here in the first. She rotated the ball around the perimeter as Quinter's going to take a 3 from the top of the key. That one's off the back of the iron, no good. But rebound by Kadonyer. Kadonyer does that so well, and that 3 by Shappy's no good. Oborn with the rebound for Newton. Indians quickly with it up the floor. Chandler Peters in the lane, going to split a couple Raiders off the glass. He's going to miss that. 5'9" senior. Missed opportunity as Quinn Peters trying to throw it off a Raider, but Russia with the ball, up 4 points. Shappy, nice assist down low to Flippo, and Xavier Flippo, the recipient of that nice assist. Flippo now with 4 leads the Raiders as they take a 6-point lead. And we're going to get a timeout from Coach Gavin Spittler. It's going to be a 30-second timeout. We'll stay right here for the moment and remind our viewers to follow WCSM AM 1350, 96.7 FM, and their internet-exclusive games on WCSMradio.com all season. Your sports leader in Mercer and Auglaize counties. We'd also like to thank this evening's 5-star recruitment sponsor, Crown Equipment Corporation. Our MVP sponsors are Clopay and Nedick Minster. And today's game sponsor, Russia game sponsor, is Jewelry Barn. So Russia leads Newton 9-3 on this last Tuesday night of boys action here in the Claire C. Naveau Gymnasium. As we said, after this, it's all Friday and Saturday night games. Big game for Russia coming up on Friday night over at Jackson Center. That's a game they lost earlier this year, and the Raiders want to pick up that win, especially for tournament draw coming up.
Yeah, it's getting really important, more than the league, which probably is really out of the question now. Let's get those quality wins on the road, and earn a good spot in the tournament.
So Hudson Montgomery to inbound it for Newton, as the officials are now all on the floor. Russia with a substitution now as Bowman and Shappy are on the bench. In for the Raiders are Ross Fissinger, a 5'10" junior, now in the ball game. Fissinger and Mon are the 2 non-starters on the floor for Rushi right now as Chandler Peters going to take a shot from the free throw line. That's no good. Rebound, Cadagna. Cadagna with it across the timeline. Very good ball handler as a 6'1 freshman as well, as Peters gets called for the foul. Chandler Peters, that is, trying to steal that ball from Cadagna.
The Raiders limiting the Indians to just one shot each trip down. It's what they needed to do. I was just going to mention how the Raiders were going with a faster lineup, but then comes Ben Bowman, number 42, the junior. So that'll slow things down, but he's in there to match up against the rebounders for the Indians.
Exactly right. Ben Bowman at 6'3", and he's a load for defenders on him. Does get a lot of breaks, it seems like, but Rushi with a deep bench able to substitute for him pretty freely. Rushi rotating the ball around the perimeter. Looks like Quinter's going to drive baseline. That ball is knocked out of bounds by Quentin Smith. So Newton will inbound, Rushi will inbound underneath their own basket as the Raiders get into their set, and Monon will inbound it. Rushi with the 6-point lead, 9-3, just under 3 minutes to play, and that inbound is going to go off the shoulder of Smith, and Bowman finally gets it. Monon with it now. It's an open look from behind the arc. Cadagna's going to take it from the corner, and Braylon Cadagna hits a three. Cadagna can hit from beyond the arc. He can hit from underneath. He's dangerous all over this floor.
Yeah, nice player, and there's a nice block by Quinter. Hayden Quinter there, sophomore with a nice block, helping out on the defense.
Quinter gets a block on Clark Yoder, a 6'1 senior for the Indians, who's now in the ball game. And Montgomery gets it on top to the driving Yoder. Yoder off the glass is no good. Braden Monon with the rebound for Rushi. Let's see how he runs the break. Gets it out to Cadagna. Cadagna in the corner being guarded by Oben. On top to Monon over to Fissinger to Quinter. Quinter trying to lob it down low to Bowman and just threw it over the head of the junior.
Yeah, he was coming a little bit too forward. He wasn't set. If he would have been set, that would have been a nice pass, but just timing wasn't there for the Raiders. Good chance here for the Indians. They need to come down and work their offense and get a score here.
Xavier Flippo back into the game for Rushi. He replaces Braylon Cadagna. 2:16 to go here in the first. Rushi with a 12-3 lead. Quentin Smith with the ball being guarded by Monon on top to Peters. Peters kicks it off to Montgomery. Montgomery, the shot from the elbow, and Hudson Montgomery, the second Indian to score here after Oberlin. So Newton cuts the Rushi lead down to 7.
And it's just what the Indians need. They need to settle down, run their offense, and get a couple buckets in here and try and chip away at the lead that the Raiders have built so far early here in this first quarter.
Fissinger's going to take the three from behind the arc, and that's good. So Ross Fissinger hits a three, the third Raider three of this first quarter. Fissinger with a nice game on Friday night against Farrell and had 16 points. Had just 3 against Arcanum, that one from behind the arc. Rushi with a 10-point lead now, minute 30 to play here in this first quarter. Chandler Peters with it, gets it down low to Yoder. Yoder working against Bowman, goes up against Bowman off the glass, and Clark Yoder with a 2-pointer, the third different Indian to score. Rushi leads 15-7. Monon with the ball, almost fouled there by Peters. Peters doesn't want to pick up a foul. He's already got 1. And with a minute 5, you wonder if Rushi's going to hold for the last shot or maybe just a good shot. Rushi's so dangerous from behind the arc. They got so many shooters out there on the floor right now. Probably all of them except maybe Bowman is good shooters. And Bowman gets it off the glass. That's where Bowman hits it from underneath. Ben Bowman, the 5th different Raider to score, and Bowman gets the easy one off the glass. Saw him take a 3-pointer last weekend. Not the guy you want shooting behind the arc with all these good shooters. Bowman's just as effective down there on the blocks, and we're going to get a Raider foul here at 32 seconds left to go in the first quarter. That one's going to go on Braden Monon for that. That's his second foul.
Yeah, it is. I think he'll see a little bit of bench time. 2 fouls early here.
So Shabby back in the ballgame, and for the first time we see senior Jordan Meyer at 6'2", one of 3 seniors on Coach Borcher's roster, along with Patrick Bowman and Sam York. And Peter's going to take the shot from 10 feet. That one's no good. Rattles out, rebound Oberlin. He's going to go up off the glass, and Oberlin is going to get the bucket, and we're going to get a whistle on a foul. I think Flippo picked that one up after the Harold Oberlin basket.
That's the second time so far that Oberlin has picked up an offensive rebound and put it back in, Craig. He's tough underneath when he gets his feet moving. He's hard to keep out.
Auburn had 13 points in the Brookville game on Saturday night, came in averaging just over 14, has 5 already. Russia, 10-point lead, 17-7, 12 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Shappy with the ball now, holding for the last shot. Fissinger with it now, working against Smith, gets it down low to Bowman. Bowman on the right block. Tries to go up over Auburn. Auburn with a nice block, and then Bowman going to get whistled for the foul with 0.6 seconds to go. Probably not what Coach Borchers wanted to see at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, probably a little bit of a frustration foul. He thought he had the good move on Auburn, but again, very, very athletic Auburn. He hasn't moved his feet well, got up there and got a good block.
So with 0.6 to go at the horn, it's going to go, and that is no good by Chandler Peters. So 8 minutes is in the book. Russia leads Newton 17-9. We'll be back in a moment here on NKTelco Sports.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it. And online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
So after 1 quarter of play, it's Russia 17, Newton 9. First quarter scoring went like this. For Russia, it was Braylon Cadania with 5 points, Xavier Football with 4, Ross Fissinger and Zane Shappy both with 3, and Ben Bowman with 2. For the Indians, it was Harold Auburn leading them with 5 points. It's 2 for Clark Yoder, 2 for Hudson Montgomery. And Tim, I can't help but notice Chandler Peters averaging 21 per game is held scoreless in the first.
Yeah, the Raiders, as we talked about in the keys of the game, move that defense out beyond the three-point line. That's what they're doing, pressure all over the floor and really disrupting this Indian offense. Indians need to settle down and try and work past that over-aggressive Raider defense. Maybe look for some backdoor plays, something like that, to loosen things up a little bit.
Russia must like this matchup down low with both Bowman and Auburn, maybe trying to get Auburn in a little bit of foul trouble. Last time, Bowman committed the foul. Russia with their 4 guards rotating the ball around the perimeter. Flippo gets it down low to Bowman once again, and Bowman's going to go up over Auburn this time. That shot's no good, and Bowman rips the rebound from Auburn's hand, and the second attempt is good. This time, Ben Bowman gets it to work.
Yeah, nice work there by the big guy for the Raiders, staying with it. Not going over the back, could have been another chance for a foul, but he played that one much better this time.
Well, both those guys at 6'3", both juniors. Bowman might have about 3 pounds on Auburn, but again, Russia must like that matchup as Montgomery's going to take a shot. That's no good. Ball knocked out of bounds, and that's going to go to Russia.
In that first quarter, Raiders out-rebounded the Indians 8-4, which is what they want to do. Again, most of the time limiting the Indians to just one shot on the offensive end.
For Russia, Hayden Quinter and Braden Monaghan will come back in the ballgame, and they will send to the bench Ben Bowman and Ross Fissinger. Raiders with a 19-9 lead, 7 minutes to go here until halftime. Quinter with it down low, and he's going to step on the baseline out of bounds. So Newton with the length of the floor to go as Chandler Peters will walk the ball up the floor. Chandler Peters, a 5'9 senior, one of 3 seniors that started here tonight for the Newton Indians. Russia with no seniors starting, and they're going to turn the ball over. Quinter with it now. Picks up his dribble, gets it to Cadania. Cadania thinks about a 3. Auburn on him, gets it over to Shappy. Shappy being guarded by Chandler Peters. Over to Monaghan. Monaghan's wide open. He's going to take it. That's no good. Russia with 3 threes in that first quarter. Going to try to keep that success going from behind the arc here. Russia been shooting very well from behind the 3-point line the last couple games. 10 3-pointers on Friday night, 10 again on Saturday. Working with it's Quentin Peters. He almost loses it, and we're going to get he's going to get whistled for over and back. And Coach Gavin Spittler doesn't like that call.
I look like it may have been tipped. He may have an argument there, but the supporting ref crew couldn't quite see that. So that's the way it goes.
Coach Gavin Spittler, as we said in our pregame, now in his 5th season. Prior to this, he coached the girls team for 2 years. A 2002 Newton alumni. He's also the school's athletic director. And another foul on the Indians. That one's going to go on Auburn, I believe.
Yes, it is. They called him for a push. And Flippo from the Raiders was trying to post up on him, and they're both jostling a little bit, and he got called for the push with a forearm.
So Auburn now with 2 fouls is going to head to the bench, and that is not good news if you're an Indians fan, as Clark Yoder comes in to replace him. Auburn, the second leading scorer on this team, actually averages a double-double. We've seen how effective he can be on the boards. Came in averaging 10 rebounds per game, along with his 14 points.
Looked like Braylon got caught. Braylon Cadania there, setting the high pick, got caught sticking his knee out. Something you have to be careful with in these rotating offense when you have the 4 guards running at the top and all those sliding screens. Got to be careful you're set, and he wasn't. Got the knee out.
First foul for Cadania. Rushi, the only player that has foul trouble, is Braden Monin with 2. Rushi up by 10 points, 19-9 here. Smith drives the hole, and there's going to be another Rushi foul, and that's going to be Hayden Quinter. That will be his first foul. You're wondering about team fouls. Rushi sitting right now at 6 fouls, and that is the exact same number that Newton has. So at the line is Quentin Smith. And Smith gets the first one to go. Smith came into the contest averaging, his free throw percentage at 75%. 25 for 33 coming into tonight. He gets 1 out of 2. So Rushi's lead is at 19-10, and Cadania's going to try to increase that with his 3 attempt. That's no good. A whistle and a foul before the stick back from Monin. That's going to be on Quinter once again. Back-to-back fouls by him. He now has 2 to go along with Monin's 2. And I believe Newton's in the bonus. Or not, now they're in the bonus with their 7th foul there. So Rushi with the ball. That fault was a foul on Newton. I mistakenly said Xavier Football.
It was Clark Yoder.
Up and off the glass is Xavier Flippo, so he leads the Raiders with 6 points. Got my number 12s wrong there, Tim. Rushi with the 21-10 lead here in the second quarter. And Chandler Peters finally gets in the scorebook. Again, averaging 21 per game. Had 31 on Saturday night against Brookville. We knew he was going to get in the scorebook eventually.
Yeah, it's the kind of kid that's just going to keep working until he gets the opening. He found it right there with a nice drive against the Raiders and a nice little shot.
Flippo with the ball, kicks it out to Shappy. Shappy drives past his defender, down low to Flippo. A nice pass from Shappy. And Xavier Flippo going to head back to the free throw line.
Clark Yoder now picked up his 2nd foul, so Indians starting to get in a little bit of foul trouble as well. And we talked about this earlier. They play about 6 or 7 kids pretty consistently, and then from there it falls off in the rest of the lineup. So they'll have to keep an eye on that.
Flippo's first one is good. He hit a pair in the first quarter, as we said, shooting very well this year, as Auburn will come back into the game with his 2 fouls. For Rushi, Fissinger will replace Monin, and you got to think maybe Coach Borchers being awfully careful with Braden Monin after sitting out Saturday night with an injury. Flippo gets a pair, and for him, he will head to the bench, being replaced by Bowman. Xavier Flippo right now playing extremely well in this first half. He's got 8 points. So Rushi with the 23-12 lead, 4.5 minutes to go until halftime. And stick around for the halftime report. TK and I will have all your numbers, sponsored by Wagner's IGA. Up and off the glass, Quentin Smith, no good. Ball knocked around. Bowman finally corrals it for Rushi. Bowman dribbling finally after he can't find a teammate to outlet to. Let's get it to Shappy now. Shappy to Quinter. Quinter working against Smith. Gets over to Fissinger. He's being guarded by Chandler Peters. Over to Shappy, being guarded by Quinn Peters. And turnover to Harold Auburn. The ball was just thrown right to him. Shappy might have got touched on the forearm there, but still a Raider turnover.
See if the Indians can again get back into their offense. They were trying to do the high picks. We'll see how they go with that. it looks like right now Chandler Peters just trying to go out of himself and dishes it off. And there's a nice rebound pass in from, that was Quentin Peters on the outside, wasn't it? Down underneath Oberon.
Oberon with his 7-point. He leads the Indians. Cadonier's going to take a three of his own. That's off the front of the rim. No good. Nice rebound there by Chandler Peters, and Kissinger going to get whistled for the foul. So a 1-and-1 opportunity for the Newton Indians. We're trying to get back in this ball game, trailing by 9 points, 23-14.
On that last offensive possession for the Indians, impressed by the way Harold Oberon knows where to get himself. When that ball, if it would have hit the rim and gone off, it would probably have fallen on him anyways. Misses everything, and he's got a nice little put back bunny.
Oberon, a very good athlete. Saw him play AAU for a lot of years. Also a solid baseball player as Chandler Peters hits the first. Peters, the best free throw shooter on this team, averaging 84% from the line, 58 for 69 coming into tonight, and he gets both. So the Indians now get to within 7, 23-16, 3.5 minutes to go here in this second quarter. Rushi with the ball. And lob down low to Bowman, up off the glass. That's too strong. Rebound once again, Oberon. Oberon just extremely good on the glass for the Indians. That three's no good, and that would have been a big bucket for the Indians, as they still trail here by 7 points. Down low once again, Bowman working against Oberon. Goes up against the junior. That one's a little short. Bowman once again gets his own board. No, he doesn't. Ball knocked around. Smith finally picks it up. Peters with the ball for the Indians, working against Fissinger. Gets around him in the lane, puts up the jumper. It's going to roll around. No good. Bowman with the rebound. As the Raider bench getting excited. Down below us, here up in the Crow's Nest at the Clare Novo Gymnasium. We got the best seat in the house, Tim.
We do. It's a nice vantage from up here. You get to see a lot more.
Cadonier with it on the left block, working against a couple Indians, and throws the ball into the hand of Quinn Peters, who did a nice job getting in the passing lane there. Montgomery working against Fissinger, loses his dribble. Smith picks it up, though, working against Bowman, kicks it out to Chandler Peters. He's going to take a three. That's off the mark. Rebound, Shappy. 2 minutes to go until halftime. Rushi up 23-16. Shappy gets it over to Bowman. Bowman in the lane, up over Oberon, off the glass, no good. Once again, Harold Oberon just so tough on the boards. Shappy with a floater this time. And Zane Shappy, who had a three in the first quarter, gets his second bucket of the game, gets that Raider lead back up to 9.
Nice move by Shappy. Nice way to stay with the ball. A couple Raiders underneath there battling on that rebound, and Zane in the right place at the right time.
Chandler Peters now gets it down low to Smith in the lane. He's going to take the 8-footer. That's off the front of the rim. No good. Ball knocked around. Chandler Peters gets it up off the glass. He misses it, but he's going to get whistled for the offensive foul. And for Chandler Peters, that will be his second. So the top two scorers for the Indians, and Chandler Peters and Harold Oberon, now with 2 fouls each.
Yeah, real excited on the Indian side. Coach for the Indians didn't really like that call, but didn't see enough to say whether it went which way. But yeah, now he's got foul concerns we talked about before, and they just continue to grow.
Substitutions for Rushi as Flippo and Monin both come back in the ball game. Quinter and Bowman on the bench, and a long three from Monin is no good, but the rebound by Cadonier, and he gets the roll and going to get fouled. See what the officials say here, but Cadonier did get the basket. Said the basket is good. And that foul is that going to go on Oberon?
It said 34.
So it's going to go. Hold. So it's going to go on Xavier Flippo. Gets whistled for the foul. The basket is good by Cadonier, but Flippo gets whistled for the foul, and I believe that is his second foul.
Yeah, I think the two as well. So the Raiders have a couple folks, Braden Mon and now Xavier Flippo here in the second quarter with 2 fouls.
These officials are huddling about something here. Certainly that basket was good.
Well, that's the only thing I can think that they're talking about was the basket, was the shot out before the hold.
Well, the official, when he called the foul, he said the basket was good. Interesting to see if they might change this. Come over, they're going to let everything go. So we may never know what they talked about there, Tim, but they haven't changed anything.
That's the only thing I could think they were talking about was. when was a foul and when was a shot? And I think that's what coach for the Indians is asking. He's saying the foul was before the shot, so how can it be good? But
Newton fans getting a little vocal here during this whole discussion between the officials and Coach Gavin Spittler and his assistants. Meanwhile, on the First National Bank scoreboard, it's Russia 27 and Newton 16. We have 1:12 to play until halftime, and Coach Borcher is going to call his team over during this discussion. Officials have said, we're done talking. No, they're going to discuss it some more. I'm not sure what all the talk is about here. I don't think it could be about the bucket. It's either good or it's not, and I don't think anyone is going to change that. So both teams right now at their benches with their coaches. Usually huddle up as Newton a little bit scattered. We want to remind our viewers that NKTelco Sports and its sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of tonight's high school basketball action. You can watch replays of this on NKTelco Channel 3 or in HD on Channel 503. And replays of this exciting first half are going to be Friday, January 28th at 9 p.m. or Thursday, February 3rd at 5 p.m. So what happened there, Tim?
It looks like they were trying to decide whether it should have been an offensive foul, which wouldn't result in shots, or a defensive foul on the shot after the shot, where then it would put the Indians in the 1-and-1 and bring them to the line, which in the end, that's what the officials agreed with. Apparently what the Indian coaches brought up, that if the shot was good, the foul was after the shot, making it a defensive foul, the Indians get to shoot. And that's what indeed they've decided, and it puts Quentin Peters on the line to try and get in the scorebook and bring the Indians 2 points closer to the Raiders here.
We're still discussing this. Now Coach Borcher's talking to official for Quentin Peters at the line. He's only been there 4 times this season, and fortunately for Indians fans, he's made 3 of those. So he's standing at the free throw line. Meanwhile, Newton made a substitution. Oberlin with his 2 fouls is now on the bench. Clark Yoder is at the replaced him. He's standing in the lane. And Coach Gavin Spittler still wants to talk about it. Coach Borcher's talking to the other official. Both crowds, I think, getting a little restless with all this. And Oberlin is now going to come back into the ball game as Yoder will head back to the scores table, and at the line will be Oberlin, no longer Quentin Smith.
So I'm glad they didn't come up to us and ask to look at a replay to see who the foul was on, because we couldn't have done much for him.
We need a winners meets replay on that one. So Oberlin at the free throw line, he gets the first one to go. So in the end, it all worked out for the Newton Indians as Harold Oberlin hits the first shot. He now has 8 points. Oberlin going to try to make it 9 and cut this Russia lead to single digits. And he does. And a quick substitution as Oberlin will head to the bench for the final minute 12. Yoder replaces him. And the Russia lead now cut to 9 points, 27-18. Quinter going to bring it down the floor, across the half court, gets it over to Fissinger. Fissinger on top to Jordan Meyer, who's now in the ball game. Meyer replaced either Shappy or Bowman. And Fissinger with it, kicks it out to Meyer and over to Quinter. Looking down low as Quentin Smith doing a nice job in Brayla Cadonier, and Quentin Smith, I think, going to get whistled for a foul. No, this one's going to go on Fissinger. So for Ross Fissinger, that will be his second foul, getting whistled for the offensive foul, player control. So that will not result in free throws, as Oberlin will come back in now for offense, and Yoder will head to the bench.
Didn't see that one, Craig. That was well off the ball. Not sure what was going on there.
Perhaps just trying to make a little space. So under a minute to play here until halftime. And Russia with a 9-point lead, 27-18, as Chandler Peters with the ball. And the offense spread out here for the Indians. Quinn Peters now with it. It's on top of Chandler Peters. Back to Quinn, over to Quentin Smith. 30 seconds to go. As Peters takes a peek at the clock at the half court. Indians trailing by 9 here, but they're content holding for the last shot, it looks like. Now 19 seconds.
Maybe hoping to at least close this to 6 points and not give the Raiders a chance to score again.
Smith working against Meyer, gets around Meyer into the lane, and Jump stop's no good. Ball is no good, but he's going to get fouled and head to the free throw line. So it's 6.2 left. That foul's going to go on Jordan Meyer. That will be his first. And finally, Quinn Peters, who was at the line earlier, but stepped off in place of Harold Oborn.
I think they may have did that on Cadogna.
The first one there made by Smith, so that went to Cadogna. I saw 23, perhaps it was 24.
Oh, I think it was 24.
So for Braylon Cadogna, that's his second foul, along with Braden Mon and Ross Fissinger, all of them with 2 fouls. And Quentin Smith cashes in from the line, hitting both of his free throws, trims this Russia lead to 7. Last shot here for the Raiders as Bowman with it down low, up off the glass, and that is no good as the horn sounds. So after one half of play, Russia leads Newton 27-20 on NKTelco Sports. Stick around for the Wagner's IGA halftime report coming up next.
Allglaze and Sydney Audiology are committed to providing the most advanced and affordable hearing care solutions.
Did you know that more and more insurances are offering coverage for hearing aids and that we are the most comprehensive provider in the area?
Because we want to serve all in our community, we partner with agencies such as Medicaid, OOD, Sertoma, and most recently the VA, helping our veterans find local solutions to their problems.
Don't leave unused benefits on the table this year. Call us today to see if you qualify.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
Crown Equipment Corporation,
Grand Lake Health.
It's halftime here at Russia Local School in this SCAL versus WOAC battle between the Russia Raiders and the Newton Indians. Our halftime score is Russia 27, Newton 20. And in case you were wondering what Russia has done against the WOAC this season, they're currently 2-0 with wins versus Bradford and Arcanum. Tonight is their third game against a WOAC opponent, and they'll have one more coming up next Saturday, February 5th, when the Raiders travel to visit the Ansonia Tigers. As far as Newton, how they fared against the SCAL, they are currently 1-0 with a victory over Houston. Tonight is their second game against an SCAL foe, and they'll have one more coming up this Saturday when they travel to Fairlawn. Now let's look at some halftime numbers in tonight's contest, brought to you by Wagner's IGA in Minster. After one quarter of play, it was Russia 17 to Newton 9, but in that second quarter, the Indians outscored the Raiders 11-10, again for a halftime score of Russia 27, Newton 20. For the Raiders, right now, they've had 5 different scores. They're being led by Xavier Football with 8 points. It's Braylon Cadogna with 7, Zane Shappy with 5, Ben Bowman with 4, and Ross Fissinger with 3. Again, for Russia, Football with 8, Cadogna with 7, Shappy with 5, Bowman with 4, and Fissinger for 3. For Newton, they've also had 5 different scores. They're being led by Harold Oborn with 9 points. It's Chandler Peters with 4, Quentin Smith with 3, and then 2 each for Hudson Montgomery and Clark Yoder. Again, for the Indians, Oborn with 9, Peters with 4, 3 for Quentin Smith, and 2 each for Montgomery and Yoder. TK, thoughts on the first half?
Yeah, it was kind of 2 different quarters there. Obviously, the Indians settled down after the Raiders kind of had their way with them in that first quarter. Talked about, can the Indians force the turnovers, get the steals. I'm not sure they had so many steals, but they were able to force the Raiders into 6 turnovers against only 4 on their side. Raiders, as we said earlier, were out-rebounding Indians. In that second quarter, Indians basically tied the Raiders with the number of rebounds. In the end, it was 15-10 Russia leading, but in the second quarter, I think the Indians settled down, did a very good job on offense and defense to get themselves in a better position, and again outscored the Raiders 10-1. Impressed by the way that they kept themselves together and didn't let the Raiders run away with things in that second quarter for the Indians.
Again, those stats are recap coming to you from Wagner's IGA. Also like to take this opportunity to thank our other sponsors. Our 5-star recruiting sponsor is Crown Equipment Corporation. Our MVP sponsors are Clopay and Nedick Minster. Our scoreboard is brought to you by First National Bank. The pregame keys to the game came to you from Keyhole Pizza. All replays are from Winners Meats. Our starting lineups came from Sydney Allglaze Audiology. All timeouts from Precision Strip. Post-game player of the game that Tim will give you comes from NKTelco, and our Rushi game sponsor is the Jewelry Barn. I'd like to recognize tonight's cheerleaders who are doing a marvelous job for our fans and hopefully for our viewers as well. For Rushi, varsity cheerleaders are Jillian Chapman, Emma Dayport, Abby Fisher, McKenna Hoyne, Gracie McLennan, Anna Meyer, and Mackenzie Rose. Their advisor is the longtime Randy Flippo. Unfortunately, we didn't get the cheerleader names for Newton, but I can assure you they're doing a nice job as well. And for our Shelby County fans out there wondering what else is going on tonight, 3 other games as the other 6 teams in the league all have league games. Anna and Houston are battling, as well as Bachman and Fort Lawn. That one should be a good one. Looking to get a score from that sometime soon. And then Jackson Center is taking on Fairlawn. And then Tim, if you want to talk about girls, just real quickly, a nice SCAL versus MAC game as the number 1 ranked Fort Laramie Redskins are playing number 4 New Knoxville. And right now at halftime, it's Fort Laramie 24, New Knoxville 20. That's a game that's being played on our other channel, our other NKTelco channel. And, those two teams were very good. Of course, the New Knoxville Rangers, that state volleyball championship, and the Fort Laramie Redskins, always good in basketball. That if I wasn't here, I'd be there.
That's right. I'm not sure the word. I'm losing my words right now, but double sport or multiple sport athletes, it's a credit there to New Knoxville. Girls come off of a volleyball championship and go right into basketball and don't miss a beat. Obviously, some very, very talented athletes on whatever court it is, and whether you got a net, a round net on a hoop or a net across a volleyball court, they are something special. And looks like giving Fort Laramie everything they need right now in that matchup.
That is the Knoxville Rangers will be over here in Rushi to play the girls next Tuesday. And that will be a game that you can watch on NKTelco Sports with the play-by-play being called by Jeff Henshin and the color commentating by Tanya Hammonds. You want to make sure you tune in for that. That should be a good one as well. The Rushi girls playing extremely well this year too.
Yeah, they're 4 losses on the year, 8 anyway, they're playing very well. A couple of key losses, obviously, to Fort Laramie, but number 1 in the state. We can't think much more about that, but it's their time to get ready for this next game. Obviously, New Knoxville will be a key for them. As we talked about on the boys' side, it's getting towards tournament time. Let's go make some statements here and secure a good tournament draw and try and make that as easy as possible path until you get to some of the tougher seeds late in the tournament. So we'll see how the Raiders do. Been playing very well and see if they can keep that going on the girls' side.
All right, we're going to take one more short break and come back with the second half of action in this boys basketball game here tonight, getting set to start in about 2 minutes. Our halftime score is Rushi 27, Newton 20. You're listening to high school boys basketball on NKTelco Sports.
Wagner's IGA has been servicing their communities for more than 95 years, spanning 3 generations. Wagner's founded their business on 2 basic principles: excellent customer service and quality products. Visit all our locations and experience the finest selection of deli, fresh meats, and variety of beverage choices. While there, don't forget to check out our vast selection of fresh coffee beans, produce, dairy, and bakery items. Visit Wagner's today in Minster, Fort Laramie, and New Bremen, and check us out on Facebook.
Kemmler Orthopedic Center is focused on a personalized, caring approach to treat all aspects of orthopedics, including total joint replacement, shoulder reconstruction, stem cell injections, and more. Dr. James Kemmler and Jed Cooney, certified PA, are dedicated to providing the best orthopedic care in the Grand Lake region. Kemmler Orthopedic Center has offices located in Salina and Van Wert, along with extended evening hours. To schedule an appointment, call our office at 419-586-5760.
We are here, and here, and here. Minster Bank is everywhere, providing every banking service that you need to keep your financial life in order. Whether you are on the go or stopping by one of our branches, Minster Bank is here for you. We proudly support the communities where you live. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Kogi Plumbing and Heating is your Bryant Factory authorized dealer. We have brought the best of comfort, control, and plumbing services to the St. Mary's area for over 60 years. We have been Reader's Choice winners for the last 4 years running and excel at providing our customers with efficient and reliable heating and air conditioning, as well as responsive service when a plumbing emergency arises. We insist that the products we install in our customers' homes and businesses offer the same performance and value that we expect ourselves. Call today for your next plumbing and heating or air conditioning needs. Bryant, whatever it takes.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Second half play getting ready to start here in Clare Cedevaux Gymnasium as Russia leads Newton 27-20 at this break. And for the Indians, they will come back with the same 5 starters in Chandler Peters, Hudson Montgomery, Quentin Smith, Harold Oburn, and Quinn Peters. For the Russia Raiders, who are now breaking their huddle, they will return their same 5 starters in Zane Shappy, Hayden Quinter, Xavier Football, Braylon Cadonier, and Ben Bowman. And if you're wondering about any kind of foul trouble for Russia, they have just 3 players right now with 2 fouls, and Braden Monin and Ross Fissinger, who are non-starters, and then Braylon Cadonier, the 1 starter. For the Indians, they have Chandler Peters and Harold Oburn, 2 of their starters, both with 2 fouls. So nobody in serious foul trouble right now.
We'll see how the second half goes for both teams in that aspect.
Well, I expect Russia to take it back to Harold Oburn down there. They thought they had a nice matchup there between Bowman and Oburn. As Quinter gets the steal, he's going to head to the basket against Hudson Montgomery up off the glass. And Hayden Quinter gets the second half scoring started with a layup. Russia back up to a 9-point lead now, 29-20. Montgomery with it for the Indians. Gets it over to Quentin Smith. Smith with it. Gets it on top to Montgomery. Down to Quinn Peters, on top to Smith, trying to get Chandler Peters the ball. As we said, came in averaging 21.6 per game as Montgomery puts it off the glass and matches what Quinter just did. So Montgomery, who had 2 in the first half, has 2 already here in the second as Quinter throws up a shot. That's no good. Gets his own rebound. Second attempt, no good. Quentin Smith with a rebound. And Russia, as we've seen a few games this year where in the second half they come out and maybe not taking the best shots. We've heard Coach talk about it. He's talked to us about it, about taking good shots. And as Oburn's going to get a 3-pointer, and for the Indians, that is their first 3 of the game. Oburn now in double figures with 12 points. Russia had 4 threes in the first half. And finally, Newton gets in on the fun, hitting their first shot from behind the arc. Russia leads now cut to 4 points, 29-25. As Quinter started out this second half with a layup, and then Montgomery hit a layup, and Oburn with a 3. As this time, Quinter's going to take a 3. That's no good. Ball knocked around as Smith now with it. We talked about how dangerous this team could be as Chandler Peters gets an uncontested layup. Coach Borchers doesn't like that. He's going to call a precision strip timeout, and it's a full one, so we'll take it with him. Russia 29, Newton 27 on NKTelco Sports. So Newton with 7 unanswered points as Coach Borchers calls a precision strip timeout. He didn't like that those last 7 points by the Indians.
No, the Raiders came out pretty flat there. Some not so good defense, but the Indians, to their credit, recognized it and took full advantage of it. Hudson Peters had a nice drive on the left side there, saw some weak defense, and a great pass in there to Chandler Peters on the fast break where the Raiders were just dogging down the floor, not paying attention to who was where and getting back underneath the bucket to help out. And it was a nice little layup and 2 more points. So I'm sure that's what Coach Borcher is talking about. We need to get our minds in this game and get ready to play because the Indians are.
Well, we talked about it in our pregame, TK. This Newton team very dangerous. 9 wins versus 5 losses. And with scores like Chandler Peters and Harold Auburn, very capable of picking up a win here on the road. So Russia now with the ball coming out of that precision strip timeout. They have a 2-point lead, 29-27. And Russia has led this entire game. 5.5 minutes to go here in the third. A kick out to Cadanya in the corner. And the man defense being played very well right now from the Newton Indians. Cadanya with it. Cadanya had 16 points on Saturday night to lead the Raiders as he loses the ball. He's going to get fouled though by Quentin Smith. And for Smith, that will be his first foul.
The Raiders came out there and played with a little bit more intensity on the offensive side and started to attack the ball and didn't get the bucket, but they got what they wanted, a foul and a shooter on the line.
Cadanya's first attempt from the line is good. So Cadanya with 7 points in the first half, including 1 from behind the arc. Now has 8. 6'1" freshman. And he gets the second one. Slowly becoming the go-to guy on this team, it seems like. Only Raider so far this season has scored 20 points in a contest as the pass to Auburn tips off his fingers, but Quentin Peters right there throws it to Hayden Quinter. Quinter picks up his dribble and gets it over to Cadanya. So under 5 minutes to go now here in this third quarter. Russia with a 4-point lead as a 3 in the corner from Xavier Football. And Football, talk about what a great free throw shooter he is. He can also hit from behind the arc. He now leads the Raiders with 11 points of his own.
A nice answer there by the Raiders after that timeout. 5 quick points and some forced turnover against the Indians. So some tough defense as well as a better offense drive.
And Quinn Peters steps in front of the line. He knocks it down. Quinn Peters, his first points in the ball game. He came in averaging 4.9. Had 2 points on Saturday night. They get that Raider lead back down to 5 points, 34-29. Monin with it now. He's still scoreless in the ball game. Russia's leading scorer, but nursing a little bit of an injury as Quinter gets a wide open look. He gets it from behind the arc. So Russia with back-to-back threes from Xavier Football and Hayden Quinter. Russia now with 5 threes in the game. They hit 10 on Saturday night. They hit 10 on Friday night. They might be on their way to 10 tonight.
Yeah, catching hot right when they needed it. Good, well-timed, and whatever he said, the coach on the Raiders side did the right thing on that timeout. But there's the Indians.
Nice turnaround jumper there by Chandler Peters. And a 3 on the way again from Xavier Football. So how about that? Russia with 3 straight 3-pointers. And they've increased this lead back to 9 points.
Nice turnaround by Chandler Peters in the lane there.
And Coach Gavin Spittler wants a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here, though, folks, and remind our viewers to follow WCSM AM 1350, 96.7 FM, and their internet-exclusive games on WCSMradio.com all season. Your sports leader in Mercer and all Glades counties. So Chandler Peters is starting to get hot all of a sudden. He's got 6 points here in the third quarter, but when you're hitting threes like Russia is on 3 straight possessions, that's hard to beat.
Yeah, it's hard for him to keep up, and haven't been able to. I think that's what Coach from the Indian side wants to do, slow things down here a little bit. As boys are scoring, they're going to run out of steam is probably his word. So take a little break here. Let's get things going again, play a little tougher defense, and seal the Raiders off outside that 3-point line.
So Russia had three 3-pointers in the first half. They've got 3 3-pointers here in the second half. 6 for the game, as we just said a little earlier. Had 10 on Saturday night, 10 on Friday night. They have got a 7-point lead right now, 40-33, 3.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter, and the length of the floor to go. So out on the floor right now is Quinter, Monin, Cadanya, Flippo, and Fissinger now in the ball game. He hit one of those threes in the first half. Monin, leading scorer for Russia. Flippo's going to try it again. That's off the front of the rim. No good. Long rebound, though. Goes to Cadanya, kicks it out. Quinter's going to try it. That's off the back of the rim. No good. Quinter's going to get whistled, though, for his third foul. So for Hayden Quinter, he'll pick up foul number 3. That's going to go along with No, that's 2. I think I had him for 3 earlier when I got the wrong number 12. So Russia with 4 players with 3 fouls, along with Fissinger, Quinter. You got Mana and Kadanya all out there with 2. And down low, Oberon gets an easy bucket off the glass. Harold Oberon, who averages 14 a game, he now has 13. And Monan's going to take a 3. That's no good. Rebound, Quentin Smith. For the Indians, they're trailing by 5, 40-35. 2:41 to go here in the third. Indians getting back, trying to get back into this ball game. Quinn Peters with it, gets it on top of Smith. Smith not really a threat to shoot from outside for Quentin Smith. Or excuse me, for Quentin Smith, just 3 for 10 from behind the arc. Well, you're going to see him take a lot of shots, but Chandler Peters sure will. And boy, he's heated up, TK. I think he's got the last 3 buckets for the Indians, actually 8 here in the third quarter. He only had 4 in the first half.
The Raiders were doubling up on him a lot in the first half. Haven't been doing it here in the second. He's taken full advantage of that.
The kick out to Kadanya. He's going to take a 3, and Russia hits their 4th 3 of this fourth quarter. Wow, these Raiders can shoot. They now have 7 for the game from behind the arc. They get that lead back up to 6 points, 43-37, 1:42 to play in the third quarter. Almost a steal by Quinter, but in the lane once again, Chandler Peters, and misses this shot. Rushi now with the ball, trying to expand on that lead once again. Kadanya down low, Flippo on the right block, nice pass to Monin. He's going to get an easy bucket from underneath. Braden Monin finally gets his first basket of the game. Monin only had 2 on Friday night. He was out of the game on Saturday and finally gets 2 here tonight. So that foul is going to go on Fissinger. He's going to pick up his 3rd as Quinter's going to head to the bench along with Fissinger. Replacing him will be Shappy and Jordan Meyer back into the ball game. Jordan Meyer, the only senior to play for Russia so far tonight. 2 others on the bench, but Meyer, one of those guys that comes off the bench for Russia. Meyer had a 3 on Saturday night in the Arcanum win. Smith going to drive baseline, gets around Meyer. He's stuck underneath the basket, though. Finally gets it out to Oberon. He's working against Flippo. He's going to take a 3 in front of the rim. Long rebound goes to Kadanya. Russia with the 8-point lead. And under a minute to play here in the third. Kadanya thinks about a 3. He gets an open look. He's going to take it. Front of the rim. No good. Rebound though to Flippo. He gets a stick back. Boy, what a game Xavier Flippo's having. He's got 8 points alone here in this third quarter. Had 8 points at half. And a long 3 from Quinn Peters is no good. Ball knocked around. Goes out of bounds with 39.6 to go on the clock. So Russia, the 10-point lead. They're going to bring Bowman back in as Kadanya's going to get a rest. And for the Indians, they're going to bring Clark Yoder back in the ballgame. He had 2 in the first half. He's going to replace Quinn Peters. So Russia to inbound the ball as Meyer is in front of the Indians bench. Gets it into Shappy, the point guard. 37 seconds to go. Russia with a 10-point lead. Mono with it, double team by a couple Indians. They're trying to trap the Raiders. Flippo now with it in the corner to Meyer. Back to Flippo. Ball movement's what this is all about as Flippo throws it right in the hand of Chandler Peters. And with 23 seconds, Peters running the break. Stopped by Monin. Best defender on this Russia team is definitely Braden Mon. Not sure if he's 100% healthy right now, but I'm told by the coaches he is their best defender. And he's guarding the best offensive player for the Indians in Chandler Peters. He kicks it out to Montgomery. He's going to take a 3 from the corner. Off the rim, no good. Flippo with it, 2 seconds. Across the half court. Throws it at the buzzer. Off the glass, no good. So after 3 quarters of play, Russia with a 10-point lead, 47-37. You're listening to High School Boys Basketball on NKTelco Sports.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com. New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
Park National Bank, Cargill, St. Henry Bank, Chiltex LLC, Speedway Lanes.
And after 3 quarters of play, Russia leads Newton 47-37 here on NKTelco Sports. Tim, all of a sudden the scoring heated up there in that third quarter. The best quarter for Russia with 20 points. The best quarter for Newton was 17. And like I said, the scoring got hot all of a sudden there in the third quarter.
But it was something I said early on. I don't think these Indians can run with the Raiders. They were scoring, but the Raiders were scoring 3-pointers on their run. Outscored them 20-17 to the Raiders over the Indians. So they'll have to settle down a little bit here and see another way if they can cut into this Raider lead. I think they need to slow things down as they did in the beginning of the third quarter and get outside the lane and slow down these Raiders from 3 points.
Well, a hot third quarter for Russia's Xavier Football, who had 8 points in the quarter, as we're going to get a Russia turnover now in the ball game for Russia is Patrick Bowman, number 11 out there on the floor. He is a 6'1 senior, his first time in the ball game. But again, Xavier Football with the 8-point quarter for Russia. Newton led in that quarter by Chandler Peters with 8 of his own. So Russia with the turnover, and Newton with the ball, trailing by 10 here in this fourth quarter of play. Quentin Smith with the ball, working against Bowman. Gets a couple moves on the senior, gets it out to Chandler Peters. On top to Hudson Montgomery. Hudson Montgomery with 4 points in the ball game, gets to Chandler Peters. Gets it out to Quentin Smith, once again working against Patrick Bowman. Bowman, a 2-sport star for Russia, also a bowler, has that long shot from Chandler Peters is no good, and Russia throws it out of bounds. Newton will get the ball back. And we heard Coach Borchers yelling at his players there at the quarter break, wanted them to take the last shot there in the third quarter.
Yeah, really intense down there, keeping his kids focused. He doesn't want them to come out in this fourth quarter as they did in the third, a little bit too lax, and they haven't done that yet.
Indians with the ball now as Clark Yoder in the ball game. He came in earlier to replace Quinn Peters. Smith working against Bowman. Raiders up 47-37, closing in on 6.5 minutes to go here in this ball game. And a turnover by the Indians as Canonier gets it, and then he turns it over and gives it to Hudson Montgomery. Finally gets it. He gets the easy layup. He has 6, back down to single digits for the Indians. They now trail by 8.
A nice stop there by Canonier, but got maybe a little carried away and hoping to get a fast break out of it and didn't quite have the pass and got it tipped and ended up turning it back over.
Bowman working on the right block against Auburn. We saw it in the first half. The Raiders almost turn it over again. Going to get a whistle and a foul. Now going Zane Shappy. It does. That will be his second. It does go on Shappy. So substitution for Russia now as they bring back in Hayden Quinter and Xavier Flippo. To the bench will be Patrick Bowman and Braden Monin.
Looked like they got Shappy there. A little bit of a shove as they were going for that loose ball, and the referee was right behind him and saw that. Easy call for him there.
Russia trying to improve their record to 11-5. As Peters will take a long three, and Chandler Peters gets a 3. So he only had 4 in the first half. Here in the second, he has got 11.
The Raiders tripled on the Indian as he went past and left Peters wide open, which timeout for the Raiders. But on defense, the Raiders have been doing a good job double teaming, but that time they triple team on the give and go. Left Chandler Peters right up there in the three-point line, which is something you obviously don't want to do as he drilled that three-pointer.
Rather than taking a precision strip timeout, we're going to stay right here. And speaking of triple team, Russia giving the ball down to Bowman. I think, again, they like that matchup down there with Harold Oburn, but Bowman taking such a long time to make his move. They bring in the help defense with Yoder, and as a result, Coach Borchers has to call timeout.
Yeah, I think he's a little worried about he got blocked early in this game and probably got him a little hesitant. He does need to move a little bit faster. If they've got him down there for that position, they want to get fouled, so he's got to just go up against Oburn and try and get that foul and get Oburn in more trouble. He's already got the 2 fouls. Need to get on him more if that's their strategy there and work a little faster.
Oburn's such an effective rebounder. We talked about him averaging a double-double, and that averages 10 rebounds per game, and Bowman puts up that first shot. We did see in the first half there where Bowman would miss that first shot. He did get a couple boards over Oburn on some long rebounds, but Oburn, again, he's just such a good rebounder. If you're going to get that matchup, you better make the bucket when you take the shot. But, again, Bowman taking such a long time to make his move, getting some help defense from Newton down there. And you got to wonder if that's what Coach Borchers is talking about. So Russia will inbound underneath their own basket. They're up 5, 47-42, 5:40 to go in regulation. Russia in their set. Flippo gets the ball on top to Quinter. Quinter's going to drive the lane. Finally kicks it out in the corner to Fissinger. He's going to take a three. And Ross Fissinger, who hit a three in the first half, he gets one here in the second half. Russia gets their lead back up to 8 points. And a turnover by on the floor with it. Rushia's going to get a timeout. This time we will take a precision strip timeout as Russia gets the ball on the turnover. They're up 8 points, 50-42 here on NKTelco Sports. So TK, Coach Borchers takes a precision strip timeout when Bowman got locked up down there on the block. They come out of the timeout. Fissinger gets a three just when they needed it most. They were only up 5 points, get that lead up to 8.
Yeah, well placed set up there. Obviously called for a play on that timeout and worked things perfectly for Fissinger down in the corner there. And then a nice turnover, a nice steal by Braylon Cardona there. And again, Coach quick with a timeout to seal that turnover.
We're going to get a foul on Clark Yoder. Speaking of Braylon Cardona, I happened to see him this morning, Tim, on the Fish Report. He was on the front page of the Fish Report and talking about what a leader he's been here of late. Said started out the season on junior varsity and then earned a starting position on the varsity just a few games ago. And turned into a leader on Saturday night. So Russia with the 8-point lead, 5 minutes to go here in regulation. Cardona with the ball now, picks up his dribble, gets it out to Shappy. These Indians capable of scoring points in a hurry, so Russia has to take care of the ball, still take good shots. Flippo with it now, working against Oburn, trying to get it down low to Shappy. He's trying to get the ball down low to Cardona. He gets it off the glass, and Braylon Cardona, who has 2 threes in the game, he's got a layup now, and he leads the Raiders with 14 points. Actually, he's tied with Xavier Football with 14 points. So both those guys, 28 of these 52 Raider points. Rishi back up to a double-digit lead, 52-42, 4.5 minutes to go here in the fourth. Hudson Montgomery with it, gets it out to Quentin Peters in the corner to Quentin Smith. Smith looking for a screen, doesn't get it, gets it to Chandler Peters. Peters going to get in the lane, trying to get the assist to Oburn, almost turned over. Smith, no look pass to Peters. That's off the glass, no good. He's going to get fouled by Hayden Quinter. For him, that's going to be number 3. So Russia now with Quinter and Fissinger both with 3 fouls. And probably not too bad considering there's only 4 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. As Chandler Peters will head to the line where he's an 84% free throw shooter. Peters now with he's got 16 points. As he misses the second one, rebound goes to Flippo, Quinter with the ball. So Russia with a 9-point lead, 52-43. And a 3-pointer from Zane Shappy, and he hit that one from the jewelry barn, TK.
That's right, never even hesitated. Nice shot there by the junior guard.
Russia with 6 threes here in the second half. They had 3 in the first half. They are approaching that mark that they had on Friday and Saturday night last week with 10 3-pointers in each of those games. These Raiders can shoot.
Well, the Indians have to be a little bit frustrated to see how they work out these last couple minutes here. Everything they're doing seems well, but the Raiders just pounding them from outside the 3-point line. It's hard to keep up with that.
This time Shappy down low, throws a floater off the glass. That's no good. Nice tip there by Braylon Cadiner. As Quinter now with the ball. He puts it off the glass. That's a miss. Quinter tied up with Auburn. We're going to get a jump ball. Yes, we are. Possession arrow will point to the visitors from Newton. So with 3:22 to go, Russia has the 12-point lead, 55-43. Indians trying to carve into this. Quinn Peters with the ball. Number 5 working against number 2, Zane Shappy. Chandler Peters now with the ball, trying to get a screen from Montgomery. Doesn't use it, instead pass to Montgomery. He's in the lane. Gets the free throw line, kicks it out to Quinn Peters. Back on top of Montgomery. Montgomery trying to drive as he puts a shot up and rolls around off the rim. No good. Auburn's going to get the stick back, but he's going to get fouled by Shappy beforehand. No. Auburn get called for the shove. He's going to get his 3rd foul. Push on Auburn. So Harold Auburn having a nice game with 14 points. He was averaging 14, but so far scoreless here in the 4th quarter as Fissinger will head to the bench and Mono will come in the ball game. And all alone down on the right block is Cadiner as he kicks it back up to Shappy in the lane. Turnaround from him is no good as Hudson Montgomery now with the ball. Quickly gets it out to Chandler Peters going one-on-one against Flippo. And Chandler Peters with a nice move, going to get whistled over for the offensive foul. So Chandler Peters makes a nice move around Xavier Flippo, but then gets caught with Zane Shappy in front of him, who did a nice job on defense.
Well, it was a bang-bang play underneath there, but anymore, you see it not only at high school and college level as well. In those situations, it's going to the defender and the offensive charge is usually called.
So Chandler Peters and Harold Auburn now with 3 fouls each for them as Quinter down low gets a nice assist to Braylon Cadiner, and that's teamwork there. Quinter with the assist, Cadiner with the bucket. Just to talk about that last possession, and get a little bit. We see Chandler Peters with the ball. He's going to get fouled, looks like by Monon maybe. But starting to understand why Chandler Peters has had so many 30-point games, where he gets in those fast break situations. He's got a quick move, and we know he's a good shooter, shooting 50% from the field, but you can just tell he's a very athletic player.
Yeah, he's got a good quick first step. The Raiders have been able to keep him a little bit quiet with some of their double team help, but he's definitely taking advantage now, and there's a nice shot by Hudson Montgomery for 2.
Montgomery has 8 points of his own as the Indians now trail by 12, closing in on the 2-minute warning here in this ball game. Usually up 57-45 as Cadiner's going to drive baseline. That rolls around the rim, knocked around. Looks like it went off Smith's hands. It did. It went out of bounds. So Russia inbound underneath their own basket. You missed their action a little earlier. The Russia Junior Varsity won by the score of 59-15. Felix Francis led the way with 14 points, and Benjamin York had 10. Meanwhile, Russia leading this varsity game 57-45. Cadiner now working with the ball against Chandler Peters. Get it to Flippo. Hands it off to Shappy. Shappy being guarded by Quinn Peters. It's now to Monon, and Russia maybe trying to kill a little clock here now. As Shappy will take it out and set it up once again. Looks like Newton's going to try to trap as Shappy's going to get fouled. So far, the Indians have just 14 fouls. That'll be 5 with that one. Russia not yet in the bonus. And with just a minute and a half to go, you got to think a couple more fouls are coming by the Indians. So Shappy will head to the bench. Fissinger back out on the floor for Russia. Look for a quick foul here from the Indians, perhaps. They try to trap. Russia doing a nice job with the ball movement.
Well, nice trapping defense, but it's just going to be a little bit too late. Too little too late for the Indians here with this 12-point lead the Raiders have built.
They finally do foul, so that would be the 16th foul for the Indians. As Cadiner gets fouled, that one going to go on Auburn perhaps. If it is, that will be his 4th. Substitution for Russia now as Monin will head to the bench and Meyer in the ball game. As we said, Braden Monin, nursing somewhat of an injury from Friday night, is playing tonight. Didn't play on Saturday night as Auburn did get his 4th foul. Monin right now just 2 points in the ball game. Had a 2 a little earlier this quarter. The leading scorer in this team, averaging 10.4 per game. Minute 13 to go. Russia now has the ball, and quickly Quinn Peters fouls Hayden Quinter. So that is the 7th foul for the Indians as Russia now in the bonus. And Quinter will head to the line. Auburn will check back in for the Indians. And Clark Yoder will head to the bench. Hayden Quinter, who's held scoreless in the first half, does have 5 here in the second half. The second leading scorer on this team as Quinter gets the first one to go down. Quinter's averaging 10.3 per game. Had 7 on Saturday night in the win versus Arcanum and 17 in the win Friday night versus Fairlawn Jets. Quinter gets both. Russia gets the lead now up to 14 points, 59-45. And as you said, TK, to use your phrase, too little too late probably for the Indians with 1:08 to go. Russia looking to improve again to 11-5 here in the next minute. And Montgomery going to get whistled for a 5-second call. And checking in for Russia for Braylon Cadania will be Sam York. The first time we've seen him, a 6-foot senior, as well as senior Patrick Bowman. He will come in to replace the Raiders. So on the floor, and Flippo heads to the bench in place of Sam York. So on the floor for Russia, all 3 seniors in Jordan Meyer, Sam York, and Patrick Bowman, along with junior Ross Fissinger, who has the ball now, and sophomore Hayden Quinter. Newton Indians trying to foul as down low Bowman is with it and kicks it out to Meyer. And Russia doing a good job moving this ball around as Bowman down low is going to get fouled on his shot attempt by Clark Yoder. So Patrick Bowman will head to the free throw line. And Patrick Bowman has coming in this ball game averaging just 1.5 points per game. His season high right now is 6 points. He had back all the way in game number 2 versus Houston. So if he can get both these free throws here in TK, I jinxed him.
A chance to go over his average, but now just under.
Also checking in is Jude Counts, as well as Vince Borchers, a freshman who we did see in a game earlier this year, I believe it was the Bremen game. Borchers played in that junior varsity game as Bowman misses both, and Vince with 5 points in the JV game. So under a minute to go, Russia with a 14-point lead. They're going to get the win as Quinn Peters takes a long 3, and boy, they could have used those earlier. Quinn Peters hits the 3rd 3 for the Indians as they take looks like a full precision strip timeout. We'll take a quick one with them. Russia with the 59-48 lead. So Russia getting set to get their 3rd victory against a WOAC opponent this year. As we said during our Wagner's IGA halftime report, they beat Bradford and Arcanum from the WOAC earlier this year and have one more game coming up against a WOAC opponent in the Ansonia Tigers coming up on Saturday, February 5th. And for the Newton Indians, they will move to 1-1 against the SCAL opponents. They did get a victory against Houston earlier this year. And they actually have another SCAL opponent this Saturday in the Fairlawn Jets. Stick around for our Wagner's IGA postgame report where Tim Kearns will have your NKTelco player of the game. That will happen in 41.8 seconds, as that's all that's left in regulation. Russia with an 11-point lead, 59-48. And all of their bench players in at the moment as Meyer will get the ball inbounds to Patrick Bowman. Bowman double teamed as Meyer's going to turn it over, and that ball is going to go off the hands. Who got go off it?
I think that was Chandler Peters.
So Meyer trying to pass the ball Chandler Peters with his hands at the block. It went off his hands and in the basket. You don't see that happen very often.
No, you don't.
So Russia now going to send a couple of their starters back in as the Indians with a 9-point lead, 59-50. They had some full court pressure as Bowman and Borchers go back to the bench. On the floor now, Quinter, Shappy, and Flippo. So the Indians now have the ball. How did they get the ball after the made basket?
I didn't see that unless there was a problem when the Raiders tried to bring the ball in bounds. Stepped out, and here's a three-point shot, which is good.
Chandler Peters with a three-pointer. That is the fourth for the Indians, and we're going to get another precision strip timeout. We're going to stay right here. I'm going to ask you, what just happened?
I don't know what happened there, other than the Raiders quietly said, well, we're going to put in some other guys here while we lead by 12 or 14. And the Indians said, no, we don't. We're just going to keep battling. And now they're down 6. So Raiders now got their starters back in. On that last tip in, did not see it happen. Have to assume that when the Raiders grabbed the ball out of the basket, maybe they went out of bounds and stepped back on the line to make the turnover. Not sure what exactly happened there.
So Russia was up 11 points, I believe, and they were inbounding the ball underneath their own basket. So Jordan Meyer gets the ball, tries to pass it, goes off the hands of Chandler Peters, who's simply defending him. Ball goes in the basket, and then somehow Newton gets the ball back. He missed what happened there. And then Chandler Peters hits a three. So all of a sudden, we got a ball game here again. So Russia up 59-53, just 6 points as we come out of this precision strip timeout. Russia with four of their starters back in. Sam York, one of the bench players, is on the floor, but Kadonyer, Shappy, Quinter, and Flippo all on the floor. The only starter that's on the bench right now is Ben Bowman. 26.3 to go. Russia up 6 points, and a nice pass full court to Quinter as the Indians are going to have to foul. They're going to foul Braylon Kadonyer, and Kadonyer will head to the free throw line. He has 16 points to once again lead these Raiders in scoring. He had 16 on Saturday night to lead. For the Indians, Clark Yoder will head to the bench, and Harold Oberlin will check back in for him, the leading rebounder on this team. So Kadonyer with a one-on-one opportunity from the line. Raiders up just 6 points, 59-53, and gets the first one to go down.
He gets that hometown rim bounce there for the freshman.
Again, if you want to see replays of this one, folks, Friday, January 28th at 9 o'clock, and Thursday, February 3rd at 5 o'clock, as Kadonyer gets the second one as well. He now has 18. We're going to get a 30-second precision strip timeout. We'll take it with him. Russia leads Newton 61-53. For Russia, Braylon Kadonyer gets a couple important free throws to bump his point total in this game up to 18. If you're wondering what his season high is, it's 20 points. Did that in the double overtime loss to New Bremen. And both teams in a precision strip timeout as they will break the huddles and come back onto the floor. Stick around for our Wagner's IGA postgame report. TK will have your NKTelco player of the game. We'll have all your final numbers as well as what both these teams have coming up next. Newton to inbound the ball, 22 seconds to go. Length of the floor. They trail by 8 points. Montgomery with it now. Kicks it on out to Peters. Chandler Peters from the corner off the back of the rim. No good. Rebound, Braylon Kadonyer. He's going to get fouled. And Russia will walk down to the other end of the floor, take a couple more free throws as Kadonyer will try to tie his season high. And the elementary student from Russia believes that they have won.
An interesting ending to that game. You kind of wonder, Raiders up and they put in their substitutions. In a typical game, both teams kind of acquiesce and say, yeah, I guess it's over. Raiders, or the Indians rather, push the point. The Raiders put in the starters, and again, it's not a game in the end. So either way, the game is what it is, and the Raiders are going to pull this one out.
And Kadonyer gets both of them to go, and again, that will tie his season high. The only Raider to score 20 points. He's now done it twice. And a long shot there, no good, as underneath Quinn Peters is going to get the stick back, and that will do it. So Russia will win by the final of 63-55. Stick around for our post-game report. You're listening to high school boys basketball here on NKTelco Sports.
Winners Meats. Quality meats for 4 generations. Hoagie Lumber. Hilsman Automotive.
Are you looking for a new career with amazing growth potential? NKTelco Press and Automation is hiring for many positions right now. NKTelco is a global company that is growing with its sights on being a billion-dollar company. Machinists, service technicians, human resource personnel, IT specialists, electrical engineers, mechanical engineers, and many more. The opportunities abound at NKTelco Press and Automation. Go to minsterjobs.com now to get started on your new career with NKTelco.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
All Glaze and Sydney Audiology are committed to providing the most advanced and affordable hearing care solutions.
Did you know that more and more insurances are offering coverage for hearing aids and that we are the most comprehensive provider in the area?
Because we want to serve all in our community, we partner with agencies such as Medicaid, OOD, Sertoma, and most recently the VA, helping our veterans find local solutions to their problems.
Don't leave unused benefits on the table this year. Call us today to see if you qualify.
Lift your career to new heights with Crown, an innovative global leader in the material handling industry with over a 75-year history of growth and success. We're seeking career-minded candidates for a wide variety of entry-level and skilled positions in our new Bremen, New Knoxville, Salina, Minster, and other U.S. locations. Visit crown.jobs to apply or find us on social media by searching Careers at Crown.
Clopay Corporation, America's favorite garage door, is now hiring for all manufacturing and over-the-road Class A CDL driving positions. Clopay is the largest residential garage door manufacturer in North America, and we are continuing to grow. Join our team and work in a safe, clean, modern environment. Clopay offers a great benefits package as an equal opportunity employer and a drug-free work environment. Imagine the possibilities when you open the door to your career at clopay.com/careers.
It's a final here at Russia Local School where the Russia Raiders top the Newton Indians by the score of 63-55 at halftime. The Raiders led the Indians 27-20. But it was a battle in the second half. Again, the final was 63-55 for the Raiders. They were led once again by Braylon Cadonier, who had 20 points, 13 of those coming in the second half, including 6 times from the charity stripe when the Raiders needed it the most. Next in scoring, it was Xavier Football with 14. Zane Shappy had 10. Hayden Quinter with 7. Ross Fissinger with 6. It was 4 for Ben Bowman and 2 for Braden Monin. For the Indians, they were led by Chandler Peters, who came in averaging 21.6. He had 19 after heating up with 15 in the second half. It was 14 points for Harold Oburn, 9 for Quinn Peters, 8 for Clark Yoder, 3 for Quentin Smith, and 2 for Clark Yoder. Run through that again for the Indians. Harold Oburn with 14, Chandler Peters with 19. It was 9 points for Quinn Peters, 8 for Hudson Montgomery, 3 for Quentin Smith, and 2 for Clark Yoder. So, for TK, thoughts on this ball game for the Raiders? They had, I kept talking about the 10 threes they had on Friday, the 10 threes they had on Saturday. Tonight they only got 9. What's the problem?
Yeah, one off. Raiders obviously controlled the first half. The Indians battled back a little bit there in the second quarter to pull within 7, come out of the locker room firing on all cylinders, and the Raiders looking a little flat. Coach Borchers from the Raiders side calls a timeout. The Raiders go on a nice little run there and then pull the game back into their control and just kind of cruise out the rest of the way. Really liked how they shot foul shots. We talked about Xavier Football, 4 for 4 in the first half. Braylon Cardagna, 6 for 6 in the second half from the line. I think the Raiders only maybe missed 1 or 2 shots from the foul line, shooting very, very well. Heck of a game on both sides, but I really like how the Raiders reacted. Came out flat, coach called a timeout, set up some plays, got his kids going in the right direction, and they just finished out the game.
All right, all of our game stats and recaps were brought to you by Wagner's IGA. Now it's time for our NKTelco Player of the Game. And TK, that's going to have to come from the Russia Raiders. Who do you got?
I think we have to lean towards the freshman who's we've been talking about a lot, and he keeps showing up. 20 points from Braylon Cardagna. Again, those 6 free throws down the line really helped seal the deal. Some great defense. He had some of his time was spent on Oborn. Some of his time was spent on Peters on the defensive side, and also as well as help out on backside. Did a heck of a job. A couple of good rebounds and steals in there also for the freshman. So tonight, Braylon Cardagna, number 24, the freshman, is our NKTelco Player of the Game.
All right, congratulations to Braylon for that. So Russia will improve to 11-5 overall. The Raiders will next be in action this Friday on the road with a big league game at Jackson Center. That's a game you can watch on NKTelco Sports with Brandon Koberman on the call. And for Newton tonight, they will drop to 9-6 overall. Their next matchup will also be this Friday in a WOAC battle hosting National Trail. And TK, I believe you're next on air. You and I got a game coming up here, or no, you got a game on Saturday.
Saturday doing the girls game with Brandon Koberman.
All right. Stay tuned for that for sure. That will wrap it up for us here tonight for a final time. Russia defeats Newton 63-55. We hope you enjoyed NKTelco's broadcast of high school boys basketball. Thanks for tuning in. And from the Claire C. Naveau Gymnasium in Russia, I'm Craig Fissinger. For my broadcast partner, Tim Kearns, saying good night, everyone.